So today I'm going to be showing you how to do a really basic dip on your nails. I'm going to be doing this one, which is on this finger. It's a really pale holographic pink, and it's by Azure, and it's a really pretty little dip. Now there is a bit of a story behind why I've got two nails already done and the rest aren't done. When I started this video a few days ago, I had some nails were totally bare, which I had tips on, and other nails had polygel on. Now, as the polygel is very pale, I didn't think it was going to be a problem, so I went ahead and did the video, and halfway through the video the pinks were coming out totally different colours. So I've taken everything off, put polygel on all the nails so they're all identical, and I'm starting again. So that's a little tip if you've got different things on your nails at any point, that some of the dips, especially these pale ones, can come out different colours. So I'm using today Azure dip powder. I think it's number 5. I will link it in the comments. It's got a little sparkle to it, so it's lovely, and it's so simple to do. So you can put this on natural nails, polygels, acrylics, anything you like, tips. As I said, I've got polygels on mine. Mine have been shaped into the shape I want, and I've buffed them. I've taken off the shine. If you're using polygels, you don't need to use a primer, but if you are using your natural nail, definitely go for a primer. You don't have to spend a lot of money on them, just use something basic, and you only need to put the primer on the part of the natural nail that's producing oil. If you've got tips or anything on, don't waste your primer on that part. So when you buy a dip kit and you're starting out, you usually get this in your pack. You usually get a base coat, an activator and a top coat. We're starting off with a base coat. That's going to go on first. We dip the finger, and when we've got enough layers of the dip on, we'll then put the activator on top. It's really important to do your bottles up tight, otherwise they will stick and you won't get them open again. There's quite a bit of stuff in the bottles, should be enough to do a couple of sets of nails. The powder pots, they do come quite small, depending on how much you want to buy. In this one there's 10 grams, which is one of the bigger pots, but you can get all different colours and all different sizes. You'll find everything linked on the site anyway. So to start off, I'm going to start on this hand. I'm going to, as I said, I've taken off the shine. I can still see a little bit on there though, so I'm just going to do this one again. With just got a buffer block here. It's a well-used buffer block, and I'm just going to make sure I get right down to the bottom of the nail and there's no shine left on there at all. So that's a little better. So take your base coat, and you want to cover every part of the nail that you want the dip to stick to. On the first go, you might not want to go too near the cuticle. It's very easy with some of the dip powders to make a mess of the bottom of your nail with the powders, so just leave a little gap there, and then if it's not high enough the second time you dip, you can always go down a little bit further. So I'm starting off with the little finger, and I'm just going to leave a small gap at the bottom to start with. Make sure you get right into the edges of the nail, because I did notice last time I didn't quite get enough on the side of my nail. I've got a little hair there. So I'm just going to go again. And it's a good idea when you're dipping to make sure you do it over something, otherwise you can get dip powder and waste it. A little bit paper is underneath if you're prepared. So when you're dipping, you just put your finger all the way into the base, pull it out, tap it off so you don't waste any, and then a little brush like this, brush the excess off, and then leave that nail to dry for a minute while you do the others. So that's my next nail. I know these polygels have got quite a few imperfections in. I was doing them really, really late last night, so you'll have to forgive me a little. Nail number 2. So I've missed a little spot there. I'll go back over that when I do the second dip, just in this corner. So when you feel it's already quite hard, so we're going to go back over a second time. Make sure you get any little spots that you've missed on the first go. And if you want to go a little bit further down and it's not made a huge mess, you can do. I actually think the glitter ones are neater than some of the flat ones, or solid colour ones. But I haven't tried one of those yet, to be fair. Just making sure I get the nail really covered there. That's much better. I think this thumb's got a few bits missing on it as well. There we go. I've got a slight line in there that I can file down shortly. So I'm just going to give those a minute to set. The next thing you should have is an activator. Depending on what you're using, you might need to do more dips. If you're doing something like nail art, you might need to do many more dips than 2 coats, or you might only need 1 coat once you're happy with the colour. So you don't have to stick to 2 coats. It depends what you're trying to achieve with your dip. It does make your nails thicker every time you dip, but it also makes your nails stronger as well. They are pretty solid now. I'm just going to apply the activator now on top. The activator's got quite a strong smell to it. One of the benefits of dipping is I tend to get a lot less product over my fingers, and I do have a slight allergy to some of the products, so it's been a lot better for my hands this week. So it's much more targeted. Just let that settle again. The last one is the top coat. There we go. Now the last time I did this one, the top coat was the longest thing to dry, so do give it a minute. You don't need a lamp to cure this in. It should dry on its own. Now nail number 2 that I've just top coated, I realised I've actually filed those ones down where I haven't filed the ones I've just done down. That's why they're looking a little bit smoother. And there we go. Just finishing for the top coat to dry off. And you've got a really pretty manicure that's taken a few minutes to do. You can use these bottles, interchange them with different ones. I've had no problem. The ones I've used I've linked at the bottom of the page, and I've used these with what's my other one? With this lovely silver one as well. Oh, that's your sugar as well. So I've intermixed the Azure powder and the UR sugar dip coats, no problem at all. So have a go at dipping. It's really easy, really self-explanatory. Do be careful about how much you put around the base. Go really easy if it's the first time having a go. This is literally the second time I've done mine, and I think it's a pretty good result for the second time. There are hints and tips out there. There are nail dipping pages on Facebook you can join. Nail Art Anonymous has a lot of good information on nail dipping, so dig in and have a go. Try different colours. There are now dipping videos coming out of all different techniques to put different types and colours on at the same time. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. This is just a really basic guide on how to get started, and have a go. If you like the video, subscribe, and thanks for watching.